Okay, and we are live for Night Right, which is with Chloe, who's here in spirit right this second, I think.
I hear your voice and kind of wandering around.
And me, Sandy. So hello to anybody who has joined so far. We do our normal sprints during this one? What's your sprint schedule, Chloe?
Well,
Do you do
my sprint schedule is usually I start with a 10 and then I do 20s after that.
Okay. So we're going to start with the 10 and then do 20s after that. Probably unless we take up more time at the breaks than we should, which is something that could happen mostly because I'm here and I disrupt the piece. But we promise that you'll get in a lot of words if you stick with us. There are, well, or at least that you could theoretically, you'll get in a lot of time for the words. Because we don't go too far over.
I budget 5 to 10 minutes for the in-between times.
Yeah. So Chloe, what are you working on today? When you get to that?
So I am going to be doing a short story tonight.
Nice. Courtney says, "Oh my God, it's Sandy. I'm not used to you being here." So Courtney, this might be a whole new thing for me. I'm adjusting my schedule right now, and the baby, goes to bed around 8. So this might actually be like the best time for me to get in solid writing. Yeah. I feel like decent right now too. I had a migraine headache earlier, but it's abated a little bit, probably because my husband got home. So short story for you, Chloe, and I am going back to the project that I started on Monday. The project I went back to on Monday, which is a project I've been working on for years. So can we talk about like revisiting old massive projects? Because I could really use some like writerly advice on how do you even tackle like your enormous manuscript that needs like a massive overhaul.
Yes, I support that.
Yeah. Because it's been, so I was really surprised. The last time I opened this was August of 2020. And this is my very favorite part of the story that's near and dear to my heart. So it used to be I would have opened this somewhat frequently because I was working on it kind of regularly. But August that's a really long time between, then and April.
This is your third book in that series, correct?
This is the third book in the series. This is where my favorite ship gets together. So it's my, fan service story. If I have any fans at this point, there might be a couple of people who are reading the book. I got a couple of reviews back. They were positive. So then I haven't checked since then because I just don't want to jinx it. You know what I'm saying? I had some good, I had a couple 5-star reviews. So then I thought, oh my God, I can't look again.
Understandable.
And to just keep this
writer life.
It is. But yeah, so this is the big project. And it's a story that I love, but okay. So in those few months, during which time I've read some things and continued to grow up as one does. I don't think the writing is as good as I thought it was. A spoiler or surprise, right? Surprise. I'm not as happy with my writing now as I was 6 months ago.
I mean, that's what 4th edition is for, right?
Yeah. Yeah, but I think that's a problem, right? So now I'm looking at it and being oh my gosh, do I need a massive, do I need more than a revision? Do I need to very seriously rethink the writing style for this entire book? Or, at least spruce it up decently.
You're talking about the third book alone, or you're talking about the entire series?
Oh, I'm not going to go back to the first.
Okay, good.
I accept that, like, the books that you publish initially, like, you think they're amazing at the time, and then, like, you write the next book and you're better because you're a better writer. So I'm not expecting, like, my first book to be as good as my fifth book, but
Yeah.
this one hasn't been published yet, right? So, like, I have time to fix this thing.
Yes, and this one is not even edited yet. It's not even fully drafted yet, right?
Yeah, exactly. So I could do a lot on it.
I can actually get this timer going because I am kind of here. I'm holding the wrong mouse, though. I'll be back in 10 seconds.
I have a timer. I can do a timer.
Okay.
Here, let me share my screen because yes, we need to actually do the writing thing. I suppose that's step one, right? Like, how do you fix your stuff? Begin by writing.
Step one, right.
Right. Yeah. All right. So are we ready?
Yes.
Okay. Let's go. Okay. We are back. Oh, do you want me to unmute you, Chloe? Here.
There.
There
Hi. How'd you do? Did you do anything? Did you get work done?
Yeah, I got like 3 paragraphs into my 100 and how many, I don't know, to my ridiculously long thing, but that's okay. That's okay, because this is where the process starts.
Yeah.
It might not be as bad as I thought.
That is, you've been through this with me how many times? That is every single time I pick up an old project. Like I had convinced myself over until like a couple days ago that I was going to have to completely rewrite the first book in the alien romance because it was not even remotely on brand and it was a really boring story. And then I read it and I was like, you know what? It is a little bit boring. I do need to spruce it up, but it's not that bad.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember right now that like I really I need to finish this series. Like my goal here is to continue to put out these books and let this be the learning experience it was always meant to be. So there's just no need for it to be literature at this point. It just needs to be fun. And that's all.
You need to get it done and off of your list.
Right. It needs to be entertaining. It needs to be fun. I need to get it done. And it's kind of the only thing I have a hard deadline for right now. Right. Like all of my other projects are so far behind and I have so little hope with any of them that like they're kind of lost causes, or at least they could be put off indefinitely because that's how far I fell behind. But this particular project is like I've got a cover design coming up. So at the very least, I need this book drafted and like the next one outlined so that I can write a synopsis and come up with a title and, have the cover designed. So there's kind of there's a little pressure behind this. And it's April, and I think that cover design is in June. So like I need to make this happen. I can do it. The story itself is largely written. I think I had 20,000 words left to go or something like that when I left off.
You just have to do it.
That's so doable. It's so doable. Yeah, and I have to actually do it. So your short stories are on Medium right now, right?
They are.
I feel like you spent a lot of time working on those recently. Are you able to get done like the alien romance and such, and also the short stories?
So the short stories, it depends on my motivation. The short stories I can write in 1 to 2 hours, so it's certainly not my entire day. But like I keep missing a day for whatever dumb reason, and then there's the stress of like wanting to catch up because I don't want to fall behind and then be trying to like write to get stuff out immediately, because I do want. Sorry, I just glanced out at my screen and saw something really offensive on it. It's fine. Anyways, I was scrolling through a news feed and didn't actually read this article until this exact moment. Anyways, so as long as I keep up, I'm okay. I just keep falling behind slightly, and motivation has been an issue for me lately.
I think that's got to be the story of every writer's life, right? It's so. Also, by the way, so hi, Sako. I don't think I said hi to Sako yet. We said hi to Courtney, but we should say hi to everybody here.
Yes.
No, I think the ironic thing about writer motivation is like right when you really need the most to be writing is always the time, at least for me, when my motivation fails. Like that's it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I have to like there's a panic point, right? There's a place where you're like, oh shoot, I have to do it. There is no other option where the motivation comes back or you just fail, right? But But yeah, that like spot like right before you hit panic kind of sucks. I'm sorry that you're feeling like that.
No, it's fine. It's fine. It is what it is. I feel like I just am like, not catching up on anything right now. Like nothing is getting done. I'm not doing anything else. Like it's not like I am devoting too much time to quilting. I don't know where my time is going. I have literally nothing in my life except writing, and I can't do it.
I mean, it's an interesting argument for like having other work, right? Like, do writers actually get more done when they're busy or when they're not?
Right.
I mean, I don't know. I've spent a lot of time over the last like month thinking to myself, oh my God, like my life is over. Like I'm never going to be human again.
Right.
My therapist assures me that this is exhaustion talking and that that's not actually what's going to happen. But
and this is probably what she hears from every single new mom, right?
Yeah. And I try to like think to myself, there are other moms who like do things like I'm pretty sure that there are moms who work. I think that there are moms who like have side gigs. Like I think it happens. So surely this is going to like alleviate a little bit.
Yeah.
Or I'll find ways to do it like this. But like when I think like back to the last year, right? Like what like during the time of COVID, what did I have to do but write? Like nothing.
I know.
So
and stress. Don't forget stress.
Stress. So how come I couldn't get anything done? And I don't know. I think it's just hard. I think that like those creative juices really depend on you not being so stressed, right? Like you can't produce if you're stressed to the point of inability to focus. Hi, Shadow's Lair.
All right, should we get our next sprint going?
Yeah. Do you want me to do the timer still? Or do you want to do it?
Oh, I can do it. I can pick it up. I've already got it open.
Okay. My timer looks weird on the screen.
But not for 1 minute. It does.
It's all wrong. It's all wrong.
Okay, so we're going to go for 20 this time, and it is 8:23 here on the East Coast. So we'll see you guys at 8:43. Okay, that was time. Let me know how y'all did. How'd you do, Sandy?
I cut out some paragraphs. So, big success.
I feel like that's progress, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. What about you?
So we have different problems, right? So I went down a research rabbit. No, it's not even a rabbit hole. It's just that my research is not working. This is for like this little smutty short story, and I can't get the research that I need for it. So the little story here on this is, let's see if I can share this screen. So I saw this book cover today. Y'all can't read the fine print on it, but it says she healed their bodies with her white hot passions.
Torrid, sizzling Ivy League love? What is Ivy League love? What does that even
mean? Torrid, sizzling Ivy League love. Unfortunately, I cannot track this actual book down. I tried, like eBay was absolutely the only hope for it, and it failed. But I did find on the Goodreads page for it. This is literally all we have for a description. College nurse goes for the football team.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. So I was like, well, shit, that's what my story is going to be tonight, right? Because this is the crap that I write. Perfect. So my scenario, I'm not going to go into the like what's actually happening, but like the background of it is after the football game, and she is a nurse working with the players. So first of all, I had to figure out like what she would be, how nursing works, how degrees and all of that works. She can absolutely be a registered nurse who is still in college. So sweet. Okay, that's fair. The other thing, and I cannot believe that this was so impossible for me, is I'm trying to figure out what kind of like recovery would happen after a football game for college football players. Like what kind of equipment they would have in their locker room, what kind of like medical, any sort of treatment they would be given after a game, because I'm sure there's got to be something, right? Like,
yeah, there must be some kind of sports medicine.
And it's funny because like I read this article where it was a previous NFL player talking about what happened after the game. This is going to sound like it was like this super erotic thing. It wasn't, but he went on way too long about like the showers. And it wasn't like, I really don't think he meant it, or like he was even thinking about like how this would look, but like it definitely like I learned all about the shower and how like if you are playing, I literally found out that if you are playing on the Raiders field, that they've got like really shitty AstroTurf there apparently, so everybody's always all cut up after the game, which makes the showers suck because their skin's all cut up. But there's nothing in his whole story about this, about like what kind of treatment they would do for it, even if it's just putting some fucking, what is that stuff called, the ointment stuff. Why am I blanking on the name of it?
Bomb?
No, the triple, oh god, what is it? Yes, Neosporin, thank you. Yeah, like is that what you do? What happens? And I know that this is going to come as a shock to everybody. I am not an athlete, so I have absolutely no idea. What I do know is that I remember in the movie Major Leagues from 1989, Major League.
Oh, wow.
That there was absolutely, for that, like, I think it was the Braves, right? No, it was Cleveland. It was the Cleveland Indians. that they had the whole, like, there were masseuses there, and there was like a sauna thing, and like all of the, yeah, and like I'm sure that it was a little blown out to like make it look that much better because it was kind of a plot in the movie, but I still feel like 30 years later all of this stuff would be happening, and I see that we are getting some feedback from everybody,
Because
that they do have to massage awkward places on football players. Are we talking about, is that, I don't even know the right word, is that the hamstring, like the inner thigh, right? That's the hamstring,
dear.
right?
Oh dear.
Panties. Yeah, but this is the funny thing, is that like I was looking, I tried all of these different words. You know, I tried massage and I tried recovery and just like post game care and all of this stuff, and I had the worst time finding anything. So basically, what is going to happen in my story is my nurse is going to send the guy off to the sauna, and then there's going to be a massage, and you guys know what I write, so I don't need to tell you any further what's going to happen from that point.
Did anybody else look up this author? Because I had to. I had to.
Oh my God, it's hilarious. Did you go to eBay? Because that is where you see everything.
No, I went to Amazon, and like the top
is there
of
stuff
the
on
list.
Amazon? I didn't even think about Amazon. There's almost nothing on there's almost nothing on Goodreads.
Yeah, no, I don't think that you could buy his stuff anymore. It was published in the 60s.
Yeah.
But like the man was like
prolific.
He was, and also The Wife Sharers, Virgin Nurse.
Yeah, I'm gonna pop one more up on the screen.
Oh God, Bedroom Windows.
Our next sprint, was it Lesbos? Is that what you just said?
I don't know. Well, there are, but also Bedroom Windows. Bedroom Windows. What is the tagline for this?
Can I zoom
A community incensed by an anonymous peeper who made use of what he saw. Oh.
Okay. So I'm gonna read this one, and then we're gonna sprint. Lesbos is for Lonnie is the name of the book. And it says, there are individuals who react psychologically to both females and males, and who have overt sexual relations with both females and males in the course of their lives or in a single period of their lives. The Kinsey Report, which of course is the Kinsey scale, but which is absolutely about the fact that sexuality is not a scale, and it's not 1, 2, or 3. But it just cracked me up that because this was written in the 60s. Oh, a significant new novel about the one woman in every 5 who is different.
Oh, wow.
I love, but anyways, yeah, so these are, a couple of them are on eBay. They're expensive, so I feel like they're a little bit too frivolous for me. But that's where we are. So let's go ahead and do our next sprint. Sorry, I am the way that I am.
Wow, yeah, what is happening? What is happening?
Yeah. We'll go back to like real stuff now because I have figured out how I am going to do this story. Also, I can't stress enough that this is for something that like I'm writing one of these a day and I'm still going off on these crazy tangents. Okay, go. Okay. Time up there. Let me know how you did. I've written 453. I don't know how much of that was this sprint, but I didn't do that much in the last sprint. So I'm going to say I wrote about 400. How did you do, Sandy?
I think I'm destroying a scene I wrote.
Like you're trying to fix it and you're making it worse, or you are deciding that you need to get rid of a scene?
No, the first one. My problem is that I listened to Outlander and that well part of it until I couldn't anymore, right? And that author is so descriptive, and she's the last fiction book that I read, and so now I have this like weird desire to add pretty descriptions to everything, which like is never a good idea, right?
Yeah.
Like nobody should do that. That's an awful plan. I need to not do that. But yeah.
That's like the number one complaint that I get from my readers. It's not like a big complaint. Like it'll be a review that is like a 5-star review. And in it, they'll make a comment about how I am sparse on my description. That is the one thing, is that things are not always described. And I'm like, do I need to describe stuff now? So I'm worried that like every time I start to describe something, I'm like, this is too long. This is too much. Who the fuck cares what color that wall is? What is happening right now?
Yeah. No, that's how I feel. It slows down the writing so badly.
Funky Sai's wife agrees with you.
Oh, Funky Sai, your wife and I are on the same level with this, because oh my gosh, it's way too much. But it still gives you this like need to compensate feeling, right? Like you read something like that and you're like, wow, I've never in my life wanted to write something this descriptive. Oh my gosh, am I doing something wrong?
Yeah. That's also my issue with the alien romance, is a lot of them are like super, super descriptive. And I mean, it is an alien world, but like, is that really why people are reading this? Like, is this actually what alien romance readers care about? Because I'm certainly not one of them. Like, tell me that the flower is blue and I'm good. Like, oh, cool. It's a hibiscus, but blue. Got it. Like, I don't, yeah.
Give me enough to imagine the scene and then give me the alien sex.
Oh, right. Exactly. Like, just explain his dick. What the hell? Yeah. It's a weird. Also, in that, Shadow, not to like completely eclipse you, but Shadow met their goal.
Good job, Shadows there.
I live outside of goals right now, which is going to be a problem when I get toward the end of the month and have actual goals that I set up that I haven't even started yet. I'm working against my goals right now with editing.
I think it would help if you were writing about a bard who's challenging a dragon to a drinking contest. Like, that would make your motivation better, in my personal opinion.
I would love to write that scene. I would love to be writing that scene right now. I actually, in my alien romance, because you mentioned it, so it made me think of this, about how you're destroying a scene right now. I have a scene that's like 2 scenes from where I am. So like I'm rereading the first 2 books right now before I start writing the 3rd one. And in the 2nd book, I have a scene I'm like 3 scenes away from right now that just has the label on it. Delete this. But the thing is that like it's been so long since I've written that, and now I'm like, why was I so dumb in November? I had crazy goals in November. I met my crazy goals though, so there was no reason that in November I couldn't have stopped what I was doing and deleted that scene when I knew what was in it and knew what I needed to transfer into other things. Now I'm going to have to read that scene, and it's going to screw everything up because I'm going to need to know what still needs to be stated elsewhere. There's got to be something critical in that scene. But I'm also going to have that issue then that I'm not necessarily going to notice plot holes because I have removed that scene, because I've recently read that scene, and so everything's going to seem like it's there.
Yeah, no, that actually, I feel like that is helping me right this second, because I have like 2 sideline stories that I have not yet written. I can take stuff out of scenes and be like, okay, so I'm just going to put this in to the side story, right? Like I need another character to mention this. This is not fun here. And that's helpful. So I think but yeah, you can't delete the scene. You can't delete one scene
No.
4 months later.
Oh, right. And just assume that everything is safe. I know what's in the scene. I know why I said to delete it. But also, Sandy, you are familiar enough with my work that you know that usually I very well jigsaw my scenes together. That like it is rare. You've read my stuff, you know that I almost never delete a scene, and pretty much everything connects really well. I also don't know when I decided that scene needed to be deleted. Like,
yeah, I do know this because sometimes you've deleted one, and then I'll be reading and think, what just happened? Right?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. And like, if I wrote that scene and then like the next scene, I was like, oh, that was dumb and I shouldn't have had that there, then everything is fine. If I get like 6 scenes later and then I'm like, you know what? I actually hated that scene and it didn't need to be there. I don't know.
yeah, that's funny. Hey, so we've had some. Let's see. So some comments here. So Courtney says, delete this. Sounds like something that she would do. Funky Side was suggesting all kinds of like massage therapy stuff that you could look up. And way earlier, Sako to me said self-care has been exhausting since it's been all the time.
Yeah.
I think that nails the whole motivation problem, right? Like this is for sure. This is what makes our lives hard as writers, right?
Yep.
Because we're already bad at self-care, but also we're a little tiny bit fundamentally lazy. And also we're like a little tiny bit like perfectionistic. So like it just messes with us to not have normal self-care routines.
Also, I feel like I'm not the only person who gets really screwed up by her office worker friends who can just spend all flipping day texting you while they're getting paid. And meanwhile, I'm not getting paid because I am texting Sarah for 4 hours straight. And I don't make money off of text. So that was part of my day today, why I didn't get as much done as I wanted to.
Because you're so busy chatting. Yeah. It's a whole, yeah.
For Sarah, she's on the clock. She doesn't give a shit, but like I have work to do. And if she's in like a minor crisis, but like Sarah's always in a minor crisis.
Aren't we all right now in a minor crisis all of the time? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's right.
Oh, buttons. There we go. Okay, so we are going to go for 20 minutes. It is 9:21, so we will get one more sprint in after this one. So second to last sprint starting now. Okay, that was time. Let me know how you did. There's Sandy. Sandy was snacking, it looks like.
Breadstick stack. Yeah.
What is it?
Breadstick break.
Oh, I support that fully. How did you destroy that scene more, Sandy?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
Yes, I finished the scene. Thus the breadstick break.
Better. I only wrote like 300 that time because I can't. I don't know why I'm so bad at researching, and also why my camera is so blurry. Come here, camera. But then I was like, so I was like, let me actually watch like a tutorial on a massage for this particular situation. It was like 15 minutes. I clicked through it, of course. I didn't watch the entire thing. But it was specifically for a wide receiver, and that was probably bad because that meant that it was basically a track and field guy as opposed to like a football player, right? Mm-hmm. So like the entire massage was his legs because of course that's what a wide receiver does is run. I do know that much about football because I played trombone. So through my entire education, I did go to football games to play trombone. So I do actually know football really well, just not the locker room. Anyways, so I watched that entire massage, and I was like, I feel like this doesn't even really help me because it's all about the calf muscle, which is fair, but not really what I was looking for. And then I got back to writing the story, and I realized that like the massage is never going to happen.
So you didn't even need to know this. You just this was all.
I didn't need to know this. I started writing it, and then I was like, oh, let me go in this direction instead, where she thinks the locker room is empty because everybody has gone home. So she decides to use the sauna, and oops, there he is.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Oh, sorry. I've got a little interlude.
Okay. So anyways, guys, let me know how y'all are doing. Let me know how y'all are doing with the Nano as well, because we are on day 7. So I believe most of my viewers are toward the end of day 7 at this point. So I am curious about how everybody's doing with their Nano, if they are doing Nano.
I forgot Nano was going on until, I don't know, a day or so ago, Monday, when you mentioned it. Yeah.
Yeah. I have read 1 and a partial stories for my Nano, and that is it. So I have no like actual trackable progress. I put in a word count every day, but that is like based on edits. So I have a couple of like negative counts going on in there. That will change soon, but I'm also having an issue because I feel like I might need to do an editing pass on the novella I wrote last month before I actually can write. Which is going to screw everything up even more. But I feel like that timeline isn't nearly as comfortable as I thought it was. And that I need to have that out in June, which is actually only 2 months after April, which we are currently in.
Did I dream up that like you were doing something on story Bibles? Did I dream? I might have dreamt that up, or it might have been.
You must have dreamt that up because I don't do anything on story Bibles.
I feel like you're talking about something that makes me think a story Bible would have been useful for you, but I don't know how. I mean, you don't do them at all, so you must think they're totally unuseful for you.
Oh no, not at all. I don't think that about anything. It's the same with Scrivener. I hate Scrivener, but like I understand why people love Scrivener. It just doesn't work for me. And I do have my Excel spreadsheets depending on the story. And I do have all of the crap that I have saved in Wavemaker for this story. Certainly, if you're writing more than like 2 or 3 stories within a verse that is not like contemporary, I feel like you absolutely have to have some sort of a Bible. Yeah. But I don't do it in any sort of detail or pretend to know how to tell other people how to do it.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Oh my gosh, I'm really tired. This must be the time of night where like I reach a limit of some kind.
We are coming up on 10.
Are we?
Yeah. So we'll have one more sprint, but real quick, Shadow needed to get 1389 today and got 1389 and then some. Overall progress says I need a count of 9331, and I only have total 8754. So you are somewhat behind, but you're only, I guess, like a day behind, right? If you needed 1389 for the day, then you're like 1 day behind. So that's not terrible. I can't use my stats because I had that story. I'm going in. I have like a goal. I think I set it at 150,000, but it's already at 105,000. So basically, that was going to be like writing the next novel in it. So I can't use their metrics at all, and the nano site is just trash for me as per usual.
And the nano site is it's yeah.
Yeah. And Courtney has gotten nothing done, but hit her word count goal earlier today. So perfect. Let's go ahead and sprint, and I'll see if I can actually make some damn progress on this story. Because I've been dragging too much as well.
Okay, let's sprint.
Yes. Ooh, there we go. Okay, so we're going to do one more 20. It is 9:49, so we will see you guys at 10:09. right, that is time. That was our last sprint. What did you, Cindy? Cindy got Sandy. Sorry, I was talking to Cindy all last night because she was my Bob Ross co-host. So Cindy is still on the tongue. Sandy, how did you do?
I cut more stuff, realized I was starting at the wrong part of the action, and then went to check on husband and baby because husband had promised he would, put away bottles and run the dishwasher and take care of everything. Nothing was done. Nothing. He was laying in bed with the baby. So now I'm drinking a glass of red wine because this is what mom needs to get through.
There you go. So to answer your question, Calamity Badger, that is a Bob Ross background. On weekly it bounces around, but I do a Bob Ross virtual painting thing with whoever feels like joining me just about every week. And this was yesterday's. This painting turned out to be an ever-loving nightmare, and oh my God, I'm going to set it on fire. This is Bob's actual painting that you see in the background, and not the monstrosity that I painted. But yeah, so that is just, I still have that background up from yesterday. I think the next one is going to be on the 18th, Sunday the 18th with Haley Spence. But yeah, so you had baby to take care of. I am up to $12.89 total on this. So I did actually get words that time. I got 500 and change out of that. I am having this problem though, that when I first started doing these, I was having this issue with them all getting to be too long. And then I finally cut that down so they were all under 1,000. This one, I'm at $12.89 and I'm still not at the action. So it's another one that's going to be at 2,000. I don't know how I got myself there and then I broke it again, but yesterday's was 2807 and the day before that was 2079. So I have to get this back under wraps.
But is the medium thing at least starting to pay off? Are you seeing?
I got my first payment today.
You did?
This is crazy. So again, we are done with sprints. In case anybody wants to keep doing sprints, this is not the place to be anymore. But really quickly with the medium thing, I just started writing on Medium. I have been posting a short story every day. I am writing erotic short stories because that is what I do. Not the short story. The short story is new and I'm kind of a train wreck at it, but whatever. But I didn't realize, I'm just used to, as an actual writer who goes through Amazon and I use Smashwords and Google Play. If you're wide, you have to go through Google Play. You can't use any of the aggregate sites. I don't think, right? D2D, you can't. You have to do your own Google Play as well, right? Do you know? Yeah. Google Play's weird. I don't know. Anyways, so Smashwords pays out quarterly, I think. I don't do much wide, so it might be more often. I'm not sure. Amazon pays out monthly, but it pays out, if I remember correctly, if it's January, you get that payment in mid-February.
Maybe.
Yeah.
2 or 3 months behind.
What was that?
It might be 3 months behind, not 2.
I think it's 2.
You think it's 2?
You could be right, but I do think it's 2. With Medium, I just started last month. I literally started on March 1st. And today I got my first royalty payment.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, really nuts. Or I got notification that I'm getting payment. It's in the system right now. I don't know if it's actually hit my bank account or not, but Yeah, so that was crazy. And also, by dumb luck, I had a story that like did super well.
That's not
So
dumb luck. That's not dumb luck. Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
no. With Medium, it's absolutely dumb luck. Like Medium is the weirdest damn thing. It's not even one of my better stories.
But
There's no explanation. It was the very first one that I put out. It's just like this is something I'm in a group where we talk about this, and like this is just it. There's just like some stories just do this thing. Their search engine is terrible, so there's no rhyme or reason behind what does well with it in the beginning until you start to build up your following. But anyways, because of that story, my first royalty check from them was $80.
whoa.
Yeah, I will be impressed if I even get $80 again this month, because that was such a fluke, but I am starting to get better. Like that's not how I mean that. Medium has publications, so it's kind of like submitting to an anthology. So like I have things that are just under my name, but there are also these anthologies that basically, you submit to it, and then whoever is subscribed to the publication sees it. And some of these publications have thousands of viewers, and I have gotten into a few of them. There again, it's erotica. It's not like it's a great challenge to get into these things, but that is basically how I build my following. And the biggest erotic short story publication I have submitted and I have been accepted to. I am in queue. I'm definitely having a story any second now because they've even done like editing on their end. So like they did editing on their end like 4 or 5 days ago. So any minute now it's gonna pop up there. But that one I should also have like a pretty big boost too. So I guess I'm kind of hoping to get about that 80 again.
Well, I mean, like, so comparatively, like, it would have taken, a year to make 2 years, 3 years potentially to make $80 a month on Amazon.
Oh, to make $80 a month? Absolutely. Yeah. I thought you were going to say $80, and I was like, I don't know. I feel like I hit 80 within the first year.
Yeah. But I mean, like,
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Right. Like you'd need multiple books. You'd need, significant advertising. Like, yes, Amazon is sort of exponential growth, right? Like we have reason to believe that it's not like you make 80 a month 1 year, and then you're making 160 a month the next year, right? Like you could do better as you, but still, that's amazing.
Well, I will say like normal progress with this is the first month you get pennies, and then the second month you get dollars, and then the third month you get hundreds of dollars. And then it looks like what I've seen from other people's progressions is that if you stick with it, again, there's a reason that I'm doing 100 short stories in 100 days, and I am writing myself really hard about it, even though, I mean, $80 is a day of work if I was actually working. But if you write these, if you get posts every single day, or even every other day, but like making sure that you have like 3 or 4 a week at least, you can get yourself up to $1,000 a month within like 4 or 5 months.
That would be amazing.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. It's just, you have to sustain it, and it's a weird market, and there's like a constant fear that it is going to crash eventually. It's a really strange place. And as I mentioned before, their search engine is trash. I have never seen anything so poorly organized, at least for fiction. I haven't looked around for using it for other stuff, but in the world I'm in, the search doesn't work at all. It'll say that there are 0 stories with tags that I've literally used on my stories. So it is a weird world, but it is absolutely working. Yes, Funky, please go. We're not here to hold everybody up on this. Feel free to hang out, but also we are done writing. So if you want to keep writing, please go elsewhere.
I'm really impressed, right? I mean, because like you're having to put the same amount of effort, if not more, into your daily work for just your regular books. And a short story, if you can sustain it, is, I mean, easier to write, right?
Yeah.
Like you don't need a story Bible for a short story.
Yeah. And like, there's no reason that I can't occasionally like poach from things that I already have. I'm not doing that now because I do have this goal of getting, I am trying to write this 100 stories in 100 days, but I am certainly taking the premise of other stories.
Mm-hmm.
I have rewritten, just for the purposes of this without any backstory, I've rewritten Andre and Imogen's shower scene, where actually they're both women as well, but that's okay. It's really not even important. It's just like a little plot twist at the very end of it. I have written a scene that could be in the next book from the series that I shouldn't have written. I've written a 3-way with those 3. And then I've also I've done some stuff in my shifter world that's like different characters, but like for Easter I did bunny shifters.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. It's too much. It's too much. You did bunny shifters.
It's adorable. Oh my God. He is the bunny shifter in it.
That is.
Yeah.
Oh, that's okay. I love this. I'm really glad that you're doing really well. I actually have to sign off because I gotta go finish cleaning the freaking kitchen.
Yeah, we gotta go. It's late. It's late. Everybody needs to go off on their lives now.
Yeah. But thanks to everybody who joined us.
Yes, thank you for joining us. I will be back tomorrow and Thursday at 10 a.m. Nope, tomorrow is Thursday. Tomorrow and Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern. I will also be on Saturday at noon for the mini 100 hours of writing on Twitch, which is actually 34 hours of writing. But yeah, I'll be posting from 12 to 2 on Saturday on my Twitch channel. And then we will be back Monday at 4 p.m. So thank you everybody for joining, and have a good week, and good luck with your nanos if you're working on nano, and good luck with whatever you are doing otherwise. Any finishing words from you, Sandy?
Nah,
I lost the ability to talk there.
At like 10:20 to have a good evening.
Yes. Oh, Calamity is doing the 100 hours of writing on Friday night. Awesome. Depending on what time it's at, I may join. This is about the end of the day for me, but anyways, you guys all have a great week, and good luck out there. Bye, guys.
Bye.